Hello, Boca High color guard. My voice is here. Anyway, so here is your rifle taping video as requested. So what you will need is black electrical tape, white electrical tape. Guess what? It's the same thing, but white. Hold on. I don't know. And strapping tape. It said shipping on accident. Strapping tape. So there's a lot of confusion what strapping tape is. So it's essentially clear, but it has threads running through it. And I love glare, so you can definitely see that, right? But you can get this style or whatever else you find. I mean, I personally prefer this one without the red case because it's easier to get to the tape. So I'll be using this. But to show you that this is also an option, it's the same exact thing, just extra. Oh, you will also need scissors, for tape, and a screwdriver. So this, forgot the name for it, but anyone who looks gonna laugh at me. So it looks like you need a Phillips head, but a lot of times it's really difficult for some reason. They want to be difficult. It just slides right out. So I kind of recommend just getting a flat head. It'll stick right in. It'll take it out for you. Anyway, so I already taped the nose during our sectional that we had, so you can see it here. Already taped, pretty nice, not a lot of wrinkles. So just a quick verbal run through on how to tape the nose. You're gonna start with strapping tape. This handy dandy fella here. For extra protection on the nose, you're gonna go across and then down, just two. Then, so strapping tape and a lot of other tapes technically kind of likes to fold over. So with their dog ear thing, what you can do is you cut the corner and fold it down to prevent that. You see that on the butt again. When I do the butt, I'll show you that. And then you're gonna go around. You can either spiral or you can do one cut and then two cut. That'll make more sense on the butt because I'll be doing roughly the same thing then. So with your strapping tape, you're gonna wanna go a little bit under where you want your white to end. So then when the tape ends up shrinking, the electrical tape, you will not have it, you will not have it peeking through. So after the strapping tape for your nose, you're going to take the black electrical tape and you're gonna do the star pattern like we do on our flags with 1, 2, 3, 4. You should not go over 4. The most you should use is 4. I like to do corner, corner, across, down. That's my preferred one. Again, you don't need to go that very far down. You can't see that. You only can't. There we go. Okay, so you can see where it's a little bit paler there. That's how far I went down, which is essentially close to like nothing. It's barely going far down. After you do that, you're gonna get as close to the top of the nose as you can. You're gonna spiral down with the black. You're gonna go a little bit under the strapping tape. Then you're gonna do the same exact thing with the white tape with the star pattern, copying the black, and spiral down. But when you get to the end, you're going to go over the black and the strapping tape. Also, the nose down is about 2.5 inches is how long your nose should be. So that's how you do the nose. So right now I'm gonna do this little tiny portion right here. Realize you can't see that. This tiny portion right here. A lot of mistake is some people make it too thick, but it doesn't have to be that thick. You can make it thin. Stay. Strapping tape. We're gonna start with strapping tape. So strapping tape is thick. She a thick one. So you don't want to do what your instinct is to do and wrap it like this. What you're going to do is just roll it out a tiny bit. Rotate it, not the rifle, the tape. Stop it. Rotate it this way. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. But see how I only did a little bit? I'm going to cut that off. And I'm going to put it right on top of it. I'm just doing this for, not everyone does this, but I highly recommend it because you catch your rifle here a lot. Oh my God, glare. Anyway, so You catch your rifle here a lot, and it's nice to have this bolt protected with an extra few layers of tape because impact. Anyway, so then same, pretty much essentially the same exact thing. You use strapping tape, but you're going to use your black electrical and just find, please come up. Anyway, there we go. You do not need to go all the way around with the black. The only thing you'll have to do that for is when you get white. So literally just do the same thing with the black. You only have to do it there, just for that impact point of when you spin your rifle and catch it with our awesomely awesome tosses. Oh my god, please stop complaining. So yeah, if you have a dog or a cat, you're probably gonna find hair in your tape for no apparent reason. And then you take your white. If I can find where it starts. There you are. And you're going to wrap it around and cover the black and maybe the tiny bit of strapping that you have shown. This will probably do you, the most you should wrap around this part is 2 times. You should not be going over twice. Sometimes you can get away with 1, but a lot of times you do need to use 2. So do whatever is necessary for your needs. Yep. And voila. You have that support section for your rifle. So I'm gonna start going down the rifle. So here you have your strap. Don't leave these exposed because actually I left mine unexposed for too long and you kind of already see it just a little bit. So I start roughing up the rifle a little bit. And plus putting just one wrap one way around of white electrical helps. It won't prevent it entirely, but it helps stall it, and it will prevent this bolt from falling out because we're spinning it in our hands, because that's what we do. Some people like to take the strap off. Honestly, it's not exactly necessary. You can if you want to, I guess, but just make sure you put it on properly, which means you should not have a flap hanging off. By flap hanging off, I mean, so like see how this is flush with the rifle? See, if I put this bolt on this one and I was able to pull this up by an entire thing, that's the flap. You do not want that. No, no, no. And then since I did it on this side, I shall go ahead and do it on this side. And as I stated before, hair, dogs. Oh, another material you can have is, which I use every time, but obviously I can't because I'm taking a video of me talking throughout the whole thing, is a speaker and music. It's very nice. Jam. But there's no music to jam to, so we're gonna tape in no silence talking to myself. So, now we're at the butt. By the way, I am purposely, intentionally skipping this midsection because, I don't know, I just kind of like to save it for last. So we're gonna go to the butt. So, again, the same thing with the nose, how you had to do 2 layers. We're gonna do 2 layers for the padding, so you have extra support. The same thing as before, you're gonna go across, across, and then down. What a sound. Oh, and when you go down, or any of the things covering the ends of it, nose and butt, you do not need to go like crazy far down the rifle. See, I'm only going down just a tiny bit. See, I don't need to go like all the way down here. That will be solved when you do the spiral down later. And 2. When you go down on this part, you don't need to cover the round part of it. You just have to cover the part where it's flat, because now on the next part, we'll cover it. Isn't that exciting? No, not really. It's probably one of the most time-intensive things you will do. So now we're gonna go down the rifle. So the folding part and the cutting I was talking about earlier. Scissors. Anyway, so I'm going to fold down these sides. See how it's like sticking out a little bit? So all I'm going to do is I'm literally cut, and all you have to do is just fold this flap down. Please cooperate with me. So since this part's long, it might be difficult with you as it is with me right now. That's okay. Rifles just be like that, you know. You just give me a second because I'm really focused. There we go. I think I was holding it out in front of me trying to show you it, so I'm just going to do it real quick. But I think you pretty much understand what I'm doing. I'll try to get on the other side. Second, and now you do not have a ton of annoying folds. See, it's like flush with the rifle. Yeah. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Oh my god, it stuck to itself. Okay, we're back on track. Same thing on this side. Just a snip. And a snip. And now I can fold. And fold again. I feel like I'm wrapping a birthday present. Okay. Oh my god. I realize half the time I'm showing you things it says in a glare. And we have the cover of the padding with strapping. Now we're going to go down to the bolt part. I don't think this, yep, that part. Okay. So you're going to want to put it all the way up as close to the end of your rifle as possible. See, I'm going over that overlap. Yep. Anyway. I'm a perfectionist, so this is going to take me a second because I really don't I want to minimize the amount of wrinkles I'm having. And strapping tape doesn't want to be your friend in that category, so 1 second. There we go. Things are happening. Even though I'm trying to make it to be, it really doesn't have to be perfect. I just like when my rifle looks pretty because, yeah, I like it. So I like it like that. And cut. Okay. No. Anyway, that was just one wrinkle. I'm gonna kill myself for not fixing this later, but it's okay. And then we went one down, we're going to do one more. Because strapping tape doesn't really like to spiral like electrical tape does. So what I'm going to do here, literally as far down as I want to go, is right there. You can't see right there, can you? The strapping tape is as close to this circle, that arc as you can get. Because again, I just want to cover that bolt part. I'm just going to go around. It's okay that they're overlapping. So it's very easy to start getting. Strapping tape is going to try to fight you and not let you make it in a straight line. Try your best to fight back. And there we go. We have our strapping tape on our butt. Aha! Of the rifle. Anyway. Start using flex tape for this. That was not funny. Anyway. Strapping tape on the butt. Secured, done, ready to go. So now we have to put on our black tape. Oh goodness gracious. Okay. Black tape. So, unlike how we did our nose with the Oh, yes, for the nose, when you do your nose, you do want to do the star thing, the same thing we do with the flags. Helps a lot. Get into the black. So, unlike the star, you obviously can't do this with that shape. So, you're only going to go down the rifle. What I like to do is corner. I start with the corner. You do not need to do the cutting method with electrical tape, by the way, because it's really flexible and you can honestly just stretch it into a perfectly fine position. But I just do the side of it. I stretch it into place without my wrinkle or any wrinkles. Not my wrinkles, the tape's wrinkles. Haha. See, I just went on the side. It's just on the side of it. And then I like to do the other side. We have our sides in, and now we're gonna go down the middle. It's like a little circle. It's ready for the tape. And then, anyway, go down, okay, got it. And here we are. It's gonna go down the middle. Oh no! Okay, this is just me being perfectionist, by the way. When you saw that white peek through, I just don't like that showing. It's not imperative. Like when you're doing black and electrical, it's okay. When you're doing black electrical and strapping tape, it's okay if you have a tiny bit of holes peeking through. Well, actually, no, that more applies to black tape. If you're using black, it's okay if you have a tiny bit of strapping tape peeking through because the white's just gonna cover it. But it's just when you get to your white tape where that's gonna be extremely important that that's not showing. Here's the end of the tape, and this is... Now we're gonna spiral down with the black. Again, just the same as the strapping tape, you're gonna start at as close to the top as you possibly can. And then after you get that first down, you can start spiraling it. Now, when you're doing this, you do not want to overlap immensely. Like I'm barely overlapping the next layer on the black. So you'll be able to see how much I'm overlapping better when I do the white because black kind of covers it, whereas white you can see how much I'm overlapping. So when I get to the white, you'll be able to see how much is a good amount to overlap as far as presentability, and it will prevent bubbling from forming. Bubbling is in like a ton of layers of tape. And adding unnecessary weight to your rifle. So with the black, you're gonna go a little bit under. You do not wanna go over the strapping tape. With your black, you're gonna wanna go a little under. I'll show you what I mean by that after I cut this. Snip. Okay. So you see how you can see a little bit of strapping tape left? Do that. Then when you put your white on, you can go over both, which you'll see in a second. Okay, so essentially the same exact rules that I did with the black with the white. And like I said before, just so how much overlap. It's important when you do it to make sure there's going to be no black showing. You don't want it showing because your rifle is white and you don't want the opposing colors. It kind of looks bad from far away because it's like, what's that on her rifle? Is that dirt? No. She doesn't know how to tape. Or it's just an old rifle and it's peeking through, you know, either one. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. There's the top of it. Anyway, we're gonna spiral down now. Again, starting as close to the top as you can. and like right on there. And we're going to do the top of it, going around once, cleanly through. And then once we hit back to our starting point, we can start spiraling. Like a candy cane. With the white, you want to be careful. Make sure it's clean, nice, pretty, all of that fun jazz. Okay, so now that I've gotten a few ways down, you can see the overlap point a little bit. See, that's, I'm overlapping just a teeny bit. Where it's more white, that's where the overlap is. Where you see a little bit of a darker white, that's where it's just one layer through. So you want to keep that consistency throughout. And just keep going down. And now that I'm at the bottom, I want to cover all exposing points under it. I do not want any strapping showing. I don't want any black showing. I just want the white. And now you can see this is a really long video. I'm so sorry to all my viewers. Please like and subscribe. Anyway, okay, see? It's a nice spiral down. We don't have anything showing at the end when I was doing just there. I'm so sorry. I don't even know. I'm just perfectionist with wrinkles. But anyway, there we go. There's our butt and our nose and our strap. And now for the middle. Okay, so the middle of your rifle. First things first. Unscrew it. Anyway, it's gonna be one of the most time-intensive videos, like, ever. Okay, so this takes like kind of a long time. You know, just remember your righty tighty, lefty loosey, untape, like unscrew both the bolts, take the bolt off, blah blah blah. So I'm gonna skip this whole process because I'm pretty sure you can figure out how to take it off. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so now it's off. It's over. And you have your 2 screws you took out of it. Don't lose those. Those are important. And now it's naked. And as we normally have been, we are going to take our strapping tape first. Undo that. Alright, so start off. Take strapping tape. Yeah, as close to this curve here. See that curve? As close to the end of that as you can. You're just going to go down. And there. That's your first step. Did it good. After that, we're going to go down the center of it with our strapping tape. So I'm gonna come back to here. Don't worry, I know there's a hole there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go down, put that in the middle there. And I kind of learned to just not spiral it down with the strapping tape, to be honest, because it likes to wrinkle. So I just cut it and then I go around and it comes back up and we're here again. I'm going to do that again until I get to the other bolt side. It's okay, it's going to overlap. No worries, man. Just keep doing that down. Okay, so you have your center. Now we're going to go back to here. There's a hole little here. So this part's interesting. So we're going to go over this loop here. Now this is going to cause wrinkles on the inside, but over the loop and you see how it's peeking over. We're gonna do exactly what we did before. Honestly, you can kind of do this before the center. I don't know why I didn't. It's just not thinking. Anyway, yeah. Okay, it's going over twice. So this is gonna wrinkle the inside. Don't worry about wrinkles here because this is gonna go right over it and you're not gonna see it. So basically just fold it down in there. Actually, it's probably gonna fight you. So you can do a tiny cut, so you can do a fold again. So cut, cut. Again, there's so many wrinkles. Fold, 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 fold. Now, strapping back down here. I mean, try not to cover the holes where you want to screw it in, because it just becomes like a whole extra thing has to go through and it kind of gets annoying. So try not to. Okay if you do, not the end of the world. Okay. Now I have the inside of that done with strapping. This is probably gonna fold up, that's okay. Just still gonna be covered later. Now we're there. And you have to do this part. Our neck. Again, another wrinkle intensive part. I normally do this as carefully as I can. It's gonna be the most boring, long videos you've ever seen. Hopefully it helps. Not with how many brain cells you end up losing, or with how bored you are today, but with when you have to sit down and tape this monstrosity. Okay, got that down. Now, I keep going with the neck of the rifle. I go again. Same thing I just did, with another layer over. I'll show you how far down it goes momentarily. Okay, so the length of the neck is about 2 strapping tapes lengths long, slightly overlapping each other. You can kind of see that. So now we are going to use our black tape. So black. Oh goodness, there's so much hair. Oh my god. Let me just stop putting it on the carpet. So black, gonna go down, do another spiral. We're gonna start up here. I'm gonna start down here. So we start down here, go a little bit, tiny, teeny bit under the strapping. See, you can see a little bit of strapping showing. And we're gonna spiral our way down to the curve. Yep, down to the curve of the rifle. By the curve, you're gonna get as close to that, by curve, as close to that as possible. Actually, no, you're gonna overlap it a little bit. By that, I mean, you're gonna pull it. And see, if you pull it tight enough, it will fold over that on its own. Now, we get to this part. Again, follow the strapping tape, like you did just there with the fold over thing. Gonna go down and back up, doing the same exact thing as we did with the strapping tape. We fold it back down. And now for the center. Same as thing we did, we're gonna start in the center here. Right there, I'm gonna spiral it. I like to not cover this hole here, so I stop it there and then I start it again, starting right here. So then my hole for when the screw goes in is still exposed. The tighter you pull this part, the more it's going to want to prevent wrinkles. Wrinkles. If you let it do it, it will. Electrical tape bends, so it's a little easier to prevent than strapping tape is. And voila, we have our black. Beautiful. Now, same thing, but with white. Except we're gonna go over the black and the strapping tape. When we do it, when we start and when we end, we go over both. Not by a lot, just a little bit. The same thing I said earlier about the distance between when you fold over the two with overlapping, same thing applies here. You don't want too much, and you don't want too little either. Same thing when you pull down here. You do it on its own. And then when you come back up, and we cut that. It's okay, it's hanging over, your bolt will cover all that. You can see mine's like hanging over a bit. It's fine, doesn't really matter because this goes right over it and you don't see it, and it also prevents it from peeping up through usage. And our neck is done. And now I'm going to put the rifle bolt back on, and I'm pretty sure you can figure out how to screw that back on, so I'm also going to skip through all that. Okay, so now your bolt is back on your rifle, and now we shall tape thy bolt. Strapping, literally only here because it's for support reasons. You do not need to go all the way around. And now we are going to take black and go around. It's really important. You want to use as little as possible here because you don't want like a bump or anything. So you have really good on it because it doesn't need it that much. You put your weight on it. Again, as little as possible. You don't need to go overboard by any means. Should not be doing more than what is absolutely necessary. And there we have that. And now we get to this side, literally the same exact thing. But with this, you literally just need one piece. Well, you need one piece for before, so just kidding, same exact thing. You do not need two for this part. Ah! So I like to put my strapping tape as close to this side as possible, because I know the tape likes to peel up right there. Because it's annoying when you drop it. Yeah. Then we do black. Doing the same spiral motion, using as little as possible, but still covering it. Then we take our white. We're almost done with the video. I'm so sorry. I know this is excruciatingly long. I don't even know if I'd be able to sit through this. If you have, I props to you, man. I know this is excruciatingly long video. I'm sorry. If you were able to sit through this, props to you. I don't even think I could sit through this. This is just painful to record, let alone watch. I can only imagine what you're going through right now. The final cut. She is taped. Oh. Anyway, yes, she's taped, but you also need a spotter. So on the inside of your rifle, you shall put a strip of black tape. So when it's spinning in the air at those high speeds, you can still actually see it. Because that's very important considering what we do. Prevent those injuries. And the final touch. I typically like to put my spotter about this long. Maybe even, I may have put that on a little too long, but it's like just a tiny bit over these two lines is what I like to do. I'm probably going to shorten that after I end this video. Only a little bit out of personal preference. But, and there you go. Congrats to you if you got this far. I probably wouldn't be able to do that. But now you know how to tape your rifle, and it's ready to spin in tippity tip top condition.